Maybe you think I'm mad, but this wild prototype Ridley has single-handedly converted me to aero gravel bikes. Tell me what you think about that below, but keep watching to get an exclusive insight into it and of course my riding impressions later. I got to take the RSS Aero Gravel prototype on a day ride on prime Belgian gravel roads, woodland single track and even your classic cobbles. Now, I've had issues with aero gravel races in the past. They all weighted aerodynamics too heavily. That meant limited tyre clearances, no concessions to comfort and on the whole, poor handling. Ridley's design gets the balance right. It's as fast feeling as any gravel race bike I've ridden, yet it's comfortable over distance and most importantly, it's confident handling over tough terrain. As a first look at a next generation of gravel race bikes from the Belgian cycling factory, it's got me very excited. And with a projected launch date of September, I can't wait to try out the full production models when they arrive. This bike has made me a convert to aero gravel bikes. Ridley's new aero gravel race bike was spotted at this year's Traka. It was wrongly identified as the RS2 by us and everyone else. The RS2 name is actually the logo for RSS, and that's Ridley Speed Shop. This is the Special Projects Department of Ridley's Research and Development. Whilst Ridley wouldn't confirm the name of the bike, it wouldn't take Sherlock Holmes levels of deduction to see this as a successor to 2020's Canzo Fast. Whereas Ridley's other gravel models either focus on aggressive terrain like the Canzo Adventure or a balance of lightweight and performance like the Astra RS, the idea behind this bike is out and out aero performance combined with gravel bike handling. In the design, it's clear there's a big influence of the Noah Fast 3.0 road bike. When you have your own CFD department within the speed shop, not to mention a state-of-the-art wind tunnel, it's no wonder aerodynamic development is going to become a big part of any design. The thing you notice within the details is the huge tyre clearances of up to 58mm, but they look even wider. And you notice not only the aerodynamic shape, but also the shifting geometry too. Much like the Noah's more progressive shaping, that means a longer reach, taller stack, and a much steeper seat angle. Now the lead design engineer on this gravel project, Peter Potters, told me recent editions of the Traka, bear in mind he's a 3-time veteran of the 350k event, along with numerous pro teams and riders who come to the wind tunnel, he's noticed lots of riders using zero offset posts and pushing into negative setback setups by pushing their saddles as far forward on the rails as they would go. Peter also told me that bike geometry hasn't changed in decades, whereas the technology has, and our understanding of biometrics too. Potters has seen it as an opportunity to steepen the seat angle to get the optimal position for power transfer. Then, by increasing the top tube of the frame, you can achieve reach figures without resorting to excessive stem lengths, which can really screw up handling. It also means that the steeper seat angle releases space for increased tyre clearance without resorting to excessive chainstay lengths. This prototype has just 425mm stays. Now, details on the prototype include a proper set of mudguard eyelets front and rear. Potters did tell me he's run his prototype mule test bike with full-length metal guards and 50mm tyres. Surely welcome news for winter gravel fans and a feature I really hope stays. There's also generous down tube storage, twin bags stowed in a port that actually sits below the bottle cage bosses. Potter says he moved the storage cover away from the bottle mounts as he'd had plenty of reports of covers where the bottle and cases are mounted on top of them, developing rattles after a time in use. The RSS prototype was set up for me with SRAM Force Access Explorer group set running a 1046 cassette and a 46 tooth aero chainring. The wheels were the Forza Skiron RS. Now these are new, and Forza is the wheel making and component stablemate of Ridley at PCF. It's an unreleased design which looks to have its own hub set, carbon spokes, and a new wide aero profile carbon rim. These are shod with Schwalbe's G1 RS Pros in a 55mm width. The cockpit, which was actually my least popular part of the build, is a Forza Nimbus Pro one-piece. It's as seen on Ridley's Astra RS gravel bikes. It's narrow at the hoods at 36cm, though the flare in the drops does push that out to about 40. Now, I get the aero benefit and the fashion for narrow bars, but it's just not for me, especially on gravel. The RSS prototype is an impressive bike. On the short few kilometres of smooth tarmac before we hit the trails, it felt impressively swift. The large volume but low profile tread Schwalbes buzz along on the road with barely a compromise over a large volume slick. The frame felt impressively stiff and it responded to out of the saddle sprint efforts in kind. Now, as soon as we hit the trails, the bike just felt right. It's responsive, it's agile, and with the short back end, it gives the bike a sense of sort of flickability. I was soon hunting out roots, ruts and rises, just to launch the bike from. The big volume tyres swallow up vibrations and buzz, as well as plenty of gravel suspension forks I've tested. They only reach their comfort limit if you hit a big pothole or a sharp-edged rock or a big root. Compared to suspension, it just means you need to be slightly more careful with line choice on choppy technical descents, where I find suspension can just bail you out of line errors a little bit better. The steering response is quick, but it doesn't get nervy or twitchy when you're navigating rocky surfaces. The sitting more forward position from the bike's more progressive geometry gives the feel that you're sitting in the bike more. It's easy to stay down in the drops for longer without feeling cramped. It also feels much more balanced than those original aero gravel race bikes on rougher terrain. It's confidence inspiring to push your speed on descents and take the more aggressive line choice through corners. The Schwalbe tyres provided bags of grip on the dry, dusty Belgian back roads and the single track woodland perimeter tracks too. Whilst I can't really commit to a full review based on a single, albeit long and enjoyable ride on unfamiliar terrain, I came away hugely impressed with this prototype of Ridley's next aero gravel bike. It's a huge leap on from the first generation of gravel racers, and on this evidence, it's up with the best of the new generation of rapid off-roaders. That's bikes like Willys Rave SLR ID2. Now, I do hope Ridley offers this bike with plenty of cockpit options through their online configurator, as my only niggle with the complete package was the narrow, for me, bar. So there you have it. That's my exclusive ride on Ridley's next-gen aero gravel racer. Tell us what you think about the bike below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and why not check out this one.